Man, you talking to the real me. Yeah. Man, you talking to the real me. Yeah. Man, you talking to the real me. Yeah.
Welcome to PTG TV. This is your host, Antonio Hicks, a.k.a. Escaping the Matrix. In this episode of Real Talking Conversation, I have my special guest on, Mr. Keith Moore, a.k.a. Hollaatkrazy. I think that's how you say it, right?
Yeah, Big Holla.
Big Hollaatkrazy?
Yeah. No, just Big Holla.
Big Holla?
Or you just call me Holla.
I'm going by your IG handle.
Yeah, Holla. Just Holla.
Just Holla?
That's it. Yeah.
He's a video creator, and he's a youth coach, and he's, I think you're the co-host of Slick City Show? Yeah. Or you the host?
They call me the moderator. That's what some people call me. That's what they say.
Y'all be missing as hell on the show.
Yeah.
When y'all gonna have me on?
Oh, yeah. Listen, we're back, though. We got like 6 episodes we got to edit. But, like, we'll start bringing people back on in like 2 weeks. So, yeah, we'll definitely have you on there for sure.
Yeah, welcome onto the show, man. So, yeah, we were talking about, which I probably edited back in, too, though.
Oh, yeah, what we were saying
about content creation and getting into content creation and some of the, I don't want to say do's and don'ts. I think for me, you can do whatever you want to make content, except pranks. So the people that's been doing the pranks, they've been catching some hell.
Well, I think there's a way to do real pranks, but I think like people see that fake prank bag. But then again, like content creation is acting, right? You know what I'm saying? So I can't really hate on them.
But you saw the recent content creator, the two guys. They had one guy in New York, and I forget what the other guy was at in the mall.
Oh, you mean public? Yeah, I don't mess with them people.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, public pranks.
Yeah, I don't mess with that. Like, I think you could talk to people, but like, you don't know what people going through.
Right.
And they didn't sign up to be like content.
Right.
So whatever happened, it happened, man. Like, I wouldn't suggest people do it. That's what I would say.
No, I don't want nobody playing with me on the streets because if y'all didn't catch my last episode, I am a Second Amendment person. Don't play with me on the streets. Yeah, I don't.
Because one of them got shot, didn't they?
Yeah, he got shot. Yeah. And then so they ended up pressing charges against the guy that shot him until the video footage came out. So they're probably going to end up dropping the charges because the kid was stalking him around the mall, and the guy told him to stop bothering him, and he didn't stop. And so he followed him for like 90 seconds. The guy was like, "Please stop bothering me." And then until the kid did, I forgot what the prank was, but he did something to him. So the guy took it as a threat, and he shot him. Now he didn't kill him, but he shot him.
Shot him, yeah. I don't know what I like. I think if somebody pranked me, I think I'll be okay. But like if I had like family or like my girl with me, like don't play with me. Like,
no, I'm sensitive to it. Yeah, because coming up from here in the South, I don't want nobody coming up playing no pranks on me. Yeah. I mean, unless you announce it first.
I mean, it depends. Like
he had one prank that he did.
What was the prank though?
That one I don't know, but I did see one where he went to like a Target. And this guy was checking out at the self-checkout. And he walked up to this guy and was like, "You took my stuff." Yeah. And the guy was like, what the hell are you talking about? He said, "You took my stuff. I'm taking my stuff back." Yeah. And the guy already had stuff in the bag. So he ended up snatching the guy's bag and pulling it away until the guy was getting ready to start fighting, squaring up with him. Yeah. And that's when he dropped the bag and was kind of like, "Why you bucking up at me?" And just kind of ran off. And that was a prank.
I don't like playing.
And I'm like, that's not a prank.
Because, yeah, there's a difference between like, haha, gotcha, and like, I'm trying to like raise your aggression. I think that's wild to do, like on an unsuspecting person. Like if you're like a family member and that's how we joke,
right?
Like get ready to eat your leftovers and you get mad, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's family. But a random, like I don't know you,
right? Because you don't, again, like we were saying earlier, you don't know what people are going through.
Exactly.
So you come up playing a prank on them, that could have been what broke the camel's back, and now they're just snapping.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think just don't touch me. Like if you play a prank, cool. Like visible rope prank or something like that, fine. I used to do that as a kid. Like stand on both sides of the street, a car come, you pretend like you're holding a rope, like so they don't drive past. I did stuff like that.
That's innocent. I can say that.
And I was like 6, like so like. But other than like, don't touch me, you know, and respect my bubble. Like you can pull whatever prank you want after that.
Yeah, because they have the other ones too, where they're putting the buckets on people's heads.
Yeah, that's
in the supermarkets. I'm sitting there like, no, come on.
A lot of those be set up though. They be fake. Most of them be fake.
I don't know. Still, would you want somebody doing that to you?
Yeah, the people who do the prank for real, I disagree. The people who faking them, y'all, like, yeah, you encourage people to think it's real, so they try it. Which, like, I think you should disclose like this is an act, because most of your audience is probably kids.
Yeah,
and that kid go do a bucket prank to somebody and get shot because of you, like. That got to be on your conscience in a way.
Now, do you think being a content creator, because you have a lot of followers and subscribers to your stuff, Do you think it's going too far now with what just people reveal and do anything online?
Hey, it's
Just for
always been
clicks?
like that, man. Like I feel like one of the first professions was I mean, people know what the first profession was, you know what I'm saying? So, like there's people who was willing to do that for gain, and if you are just I wish people will understand the ramifications at the end of the road for that. Like I
I
don't
think
have
it's
no
going too
problem.
far though.
You think so?
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Like people get online. I'm talking about for clicks or to get subscribers. Like people revealing all their family business just to get subscribers, or they're doing stuff to their unknown, the parents that's not knowing what's going on.
True. I
So I'm
mean,
like, we had, cause I'm a little bit older than you. Like we had Jackass, but they did it to themselves.
crib in a middle
Yeah.
of nowhere type joint. Yeah.
So they would do. I mean, they would still do stuff out in public, and it was funny, but they wasn't harming anybody else. It was just them doing things to themselves and making a fool out of themselves. Now, people are actually getting physical with other people, like the pranks and stuff,
Oh yeah.
or you just randomly walking up to somebody asking them a random ass question.
I think people are like attention is a drug. Like even content creation is a form of like revealing parts of you that you may not understand what that's going to do later. And some people just reveal more and more because they get addicted to the TikTok. TikTok exposed that like people wasn't getting paid from TikTok.
No.
Like, but they seen that 1 million views and they was, I'm doing more content, whatever I gotta do to get more views. Like,
Right.
listen, my family has never ate a like. My family has never ate a comment. Like, I'm trying to put quality content out there that's gonna grow over time. Some people don't look at content creation like that. They look at it like, love me. And then you get up there and you realize these people were just entertained. Like,
Yeah, they'll watch you.
you gonna have some people who love you, like, oh, I appreciate you, I want you to do well in life. Most of them people, once you start doing bad, they going to the next content creator and they're gonna keep it moving.
Right. Because we have some of the big ones that I like. I mean, and I saw that you like them too. Where you have like the I Am Dante's,
Yeah, Don Corey.
yeah, Corey X Kitchens, Dashies, all of RDC World. I love RDC World.
They're a testament to like just do.
Easy.
Yeah, bro. Like if there's no testament to just keep working and doing what you love, it's RDC. They worked for like 5 years. Then till
Any
they blew
Mama's
up.
house.
Exactly.
Any Mama's house.
Blew up now. Look, they DreamCon in July.
Yeah.
You know, they're having whole conventions of a community that they are a part of.
Yeah, I love their story. Because this stuff is funny as hell. Like, what was it? The hood anime fights and stuff.
The Hood Olympics.
Yeah.
The anime house. Like
Yeah.
those, yeah, for sure. Who would you say is your top like 3 creators?
Just anybody? I don't know, because you have the older ones. I never watched PewDiePie. I never watched PewDiePie. I like Markiplier. I like Jacksepticeye. I didn't like Dasher early on. To me, Dasher was over the top. Now, the new Calm Down Dashy, I like Dasher. Corey, definitely Corey. Because Corey is good. And Corey's interesting to me because Corey the only one I know that can drop off for like 6 months to a year and come back and he didn't gain 2 million more followers.
Exactly.
Then you have Berleezy, because I do like Berleezy. I Am Dante, funny as hell. Because I watch some of his Twitch streams, and it's crazy to me how long he streams on his Twitch. I never got into Kai. I see that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's big. Like, he's one of the biggest ones that's out, streamers that's out there. Well, you might as well say content creators, too. But I give him respect for what he does. But
I think he has like Kai is like seems like a very like high energy, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, streamer. And there's a lane for that. I've always been like, because if you think back in school, there was always that kid who was like super high energy.
Yeah.
You know, like I would watch that kid, but like I wouldn't be that kid, right? And I think there's a lot of people who just want to see other people have the bravery to do things that they not gonna do.
right, like I Show Speed.
Yeah, like him and Speed, like you think about screaming, but like you're not gonna scream
No.
because somebody told you not to scream. You know
Or
what I'm
set
saying?
fireworks off in your room.
Yeah. Bring animals and
Yeah.
you know all that type of stuff. So yeah, I feel like that's like his lane, but I still respect it though for sure.
Yeah, I mean, all the ones that's out there. I mean, I love them for what they do because it goes to show that you can do something unconventional than your regular like 9 to 5.
Yeah,
And that's the thing I try to get people to understand when it does come to content creation, because content creation, like it's telling a story no matter what you're doing. I don't care if you're playing video games. I don't care if you're just one of those talking streamers. I don't care if you're like doing what we're doing, I do on a podcast. It's always telling a story.
yeah.
And that's, to me, is like no matter what you do, you just got to stick with it And now everybody won't get paid off of it.
Sure.
But eventually, like if your goal is to pick up sponsorship, but you want to enjoy the ride, then you ultimately will start getting paid.
Yeah, I think like with content creation, as long as you continue to do it and learn, like the only thing you need to do for the rest of your life is keep learning. As long as you keep learning, you will figure out how to do your content in a way that's better for your audience, in a way that's better for sponsorships. It's just more quality. The more quality you have, that's why Corey can go away for 9 months and come back and have 1 million views in 16 hours.
Yeah.
Is because people know when I come to this video, this is going to be a quality experience from the time I click play to the outro with, you know, the scripture from the Bible that makes people feel like, okay, it was a wholesome ending. You know, like that's what you do.
Yeah, because he didn't curse at all in his stuff.
Not at all.
One thing I do miss though, and I wish he would come back, and I'm gonna tag him in this video too. The Spooky Scary Sunday.
Oh yeah, Spooky Scary Sunday for sure.
I love Spooky Scary Sunday. That was one like that's one thing I did look forward to every Sunday, or if not every Sunday, what come Monday when he finally
Monday or
posted
Tuesday.
or Tuesday. Do you ever think anybody you would discourage anybody from getting into being a content creator?
I think like if you don't know who you are, you shouldn't get into content creation. Find out who you are first, then get into content creation. Or if you take people's opinion, I think you can get into content creation without knowing who you are. But if you take other people's opinions of you too highly over your own opinion of yourself, you should not get in content creation.
Because I heard somebody say that this past weekend that like people want to start podcasts and stuff, that not everybody should be a podcaster. Not everybody should be a content creator.
I see the people in the comments that, yo, take the mics from the blacks. I see that all the time, but I think like there's some people who don't care. Like G on Slick City, he does not care what people say about his opinion. This is my opinion.
Right.
If you don't like it, like that's my opinion. Even like if somebody's gonna disagree with you and you're gonna be like, oh man, well, I take people's criticisms of me into account. I'm not gonna do a 180 and try to go chase your validation. Like, obviously, you have a viewpoint; it's valid for a reason. I might take that into consideration, and maybe I am thinking about this wrong. You know what I'm saying? But there's some people who just say what they feel.
No, I clap at people. Like I check my comments. Yeah, because like I don't get a lot of engagement. I get views on my stuff, especially on my clips when I put it on like TikTok. I get views, but I don't get a whole bunch of people that comment, because typically my stuff is like positive stuff, or it's always talking about like my episode for my podcast is coming up. I posted a Second Amendment thing because I did have this guy who was the president of the Black Gun Club here in Atlanta, and I started getting all these right wing people jumping into my comment section, and I was like, they're really interesting. Like, you don't come in on nothing else, but then the black folks respecting their Second Amendment rights. Now you want to come and say something. And one guy clapped at his profile. I went to his page because I'm a security dude. So one thing you don't miss, I'm a data whore. So I go look for people's stuff. I go do background checks and everything.
Yo, no, that's crazy.
So this dude was in my comments talking about some ha, you know, all this black on black crime and stuff. But so I went to his profile. The first thing on his profile that said was, I'm a right wing guy and I believe in this and I believe in that. Don't bring your lefty stuff over here. So I took a screenshot of it, sent it back to him. I said, so if you're a right wing guy and you don't want nobody coming over on your page talking trash to yourself, why you on my blog talking about my comments?
But I think like with like a lot of like, I'm not into the right left, you know, whatever people say, but like a lot of people on the left don't understand. There be people on the right who be joking too, just like we troll, they be trolling too. Like
I don't get offended at certain jokes, because I don't think that, to me, it's not. So even when it comes to black content creation, and when they start creating like, for instance, like black jokes, or saying like I saw one guy coming in and he was telling this girl act white. I'm like, come on now. Like, how would you feel if somebody white said that to another white person, like act black? You're gonna start screaming racism. And I'm like, I don't agree with stuff like that.
Me personally, like until like I dig deeper into like the person's thought process, I really don't be caring. Like you said what you said, and there's somebody saying something, the same exact thing you said somewhere where I don't see it, and that message is getting out. Like, the only thing I could tell people is to critically think for yourself about the person in front of you, and like you gauge it. Like, is this person being malicious or are they not? But other than if you're like I'm not about to argue with you.
Yeah, and I don't go on. So if I don't agree with your viewpoints, like if you, for instance, if you're making content to please your particular audience, I'm gonna stay on my block.
Yeah.
I have no reason to come around your neighborhood and look at your stuff. I'm not. If I look at the first 5 minutes of it and I see that something might be offensive towards me, I click off. I'm not gonna waste that energy to start getting your comments and start correcting you because clearly you have a viewpoint, and I ain't here to try to change you on it.
If I can't talk to you, I don't want to argue.
Yeah,
Like, I don't.
and yeah.
Even Twitter debates, when I see people like get on Twitter and like, it turns into something that don't seem like it's just Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm done with this conversation. Like, if we talk, like, because most of the time it's not even what trying to make it. Like,
No.
it's a simple conversation. But comment section, I don't think I comment much unless I'm trolling.
You don't comment on your own stuff?
Yeah, I'll comment, but even the people who leave hateful comments, I'll troll. Be like if somebody be like, "Yo, this is the worst." Like if I do a reaction to Spooky Scary Sunday, oh, make your own content. But this is the laziest, blah blah. Anybody could do. You'll get them people like that, and I'll just be like, I'll put like the teardrop emoji and be like, "Oh my," or something like
So
that.
you have
like,
a problem with reaction videos?
No, I have no problem with reaction videos.
What about the people that make the reaction videos where they have the side by side, and of course they can't talk? They just showing their face and reacting to somebody else's stuff.
I mean, some people, they judge facial reactions. That's why meme culture is such a thing. Like, facial reactions do grasp people. Like, and if that's I prefer to like jokes, right? I'm not one of the people who watch the video. I don't do that. Like, I want to give commentary. Like,
Right.
I know when this happened, I know you thought of that. You thought, you're not gonna say it, but you thought of it. I like making commentary like that. But some people, they like facial reactions. Like,
I think that's good though, because it's not hard to make that. I mean, all you gotta do is just take a clip of it and just crop it down, and then you let them say something, and you just come. Because I've done those before, and you just you comment on it.
I mean, as long as you making content like what would they call it on YouTube? Transformative content. As long as it's transformative and you're not ripping. Like, now if you just sitting there with even people who eat, like, there's people who just like to watch people eat. So I can't even say that's bad reactions, right? So
I know,
like,
I do that. Yeah.
Like, I can't say that's bad. That's just not my preferred way of doing it. But like, if you're literally just sitting there like letting the video play, then it's kind of like, all right, you're really just stripping this content. But as long as you adding something to the video, like, I can't really be mad.
Yeah, I like food reviewers because you have what is the dude's name? I can't think of his name. The young black kid, light skin, go around like doing these hood reviews of restaurants and stuff. Cause he blew up on TikTok and now he's on YouTube.
I might not have seen him.
Yeah, I'll show it to you afterwards. But yeah, and he didn't give like a real food review. Like, he know exactly what's in it. He just give you his opinion on how it tastes.
Oh, that's what's up. What do you think is like some of the craziest food you would try watching his video?
I've eaten just about anything.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I've had caterpillar before.
How'd that taste?
Like wood.
Caterpillar?
Because you go by what it's eating.
True.
So
true.
my job.
You ate a roach before?
I can't do that. Nah, I won't do that.
I think I had chocolate covered ants in like 5th grade
I
or
would
something
try
like that. Yeah.
And I've had crickets.
I don't know about that one. Maybe no. I think it was a chocolate cricket. That's what it was.
I mean, I won't eat a roach though. And that's because.
Well, I mean, you eat shrimp?
I mean, yes.
They're the same. One's just in the water.
But I ain't stomping on it though.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it crawling around the walls.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, no, because like I said, I'm willing to try anything. I would eat a caterpillar. I mean, I haven't eaten a caterpillar. What is it? A grub. Yeah. I would eat a grub.
What is a grub? I've never heard of that.
I mean, it's
Like a worm.
larvae
Oh.
before it turns to like a moth or a butterfly or something.
But it's kind of, is that what they call it, Grubhub? Oh, well, grub is like eating food though. So that makes sense.
So grub is
Thought they
it's
was like,
small. You have some smaller ones. You have real big, thick ones, and like you'll find them within like rotten wood or stuff like that.
see, like if I was making a reaction video when you was like, you got small ones, you got like big, thick ones, like I would make a joke right there.
Yeah,
and my
'cause you gotta
child
say
would be like,
pause.
yeah, pause for sure. But like that stuff, like it'd be kids watching it with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I think a lot of people, they grow up too quick. Like, get out here, you start working, people start losing like the innocence of like not knowing, but knowing at the same time.
Yeah, people don't know how to have fun though.
Exactly.
And that's why, like we were talking earlier, for me, since I'm a streamer and I'm older, and then kids that get on, like my son's friends that get on from him streaming, and they can't believe that I'm online playing video games and I'm streaming. I was like, just because I'm older don't mean I don't like playing video games. Just because I'm older don't mean I don't like watching anime or cartoons, or because I'm a nerd, so I like sci-fi stuff. Yeah. And that's up to me is more. it's more entertaining than reality. Because reality is depressing. So for me, it's a good detox and it's a good way to escape the stuff that you have to deal with as an adult to get away with life. And now as a kid, you see it totally different because it's fun.
So I'm gonna give you a clip right here. All right, you ready? So I'm gonna ask you: is One Piece the greatest anime of all time?
No,
Top five.
it's in top 5, but it's not the greatest.
Not the greatest. Top three.
No, Gundam. So you talking about the top 3 animes? You have Gundam. Gundam has lasted a long time. I don't include Dragon Ball. I know Dragon Ball people out there like, what about Dragon Ball? It is an anime.
Yo.
Now, they did make it into a cartoon, but to me, it was an anime before it was a cartoon because you had original Dragon Ball before you had Dragon Ball Z, then Dragon Ball Super, and then GT and all the rest of them. It started off as an anime, but to me, the originals you have Ninja Scroll, you have Gundam, you have Cowboy Bebop. What else? What are some of the other ones?
Washa was in there.
Inuyasha.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yep.
What else was back then?
One Piece still is up there, but it ain't.
Ain't
I
all
guess
that.
you can for longevity, cause it's got like 2,000, 3,000. You would never catch up if you never watched it. Don't even.
Yeah, I got
it.
to like episode
even
7. I was
watch
like,
it.
nah, I'm good, bruh.
Because you'd be watching it for a good 2 years just to get caught up.
Exactly.
But
But I
it goes
think,
to show how popular it is.
yeah, true. What would you say your like top 3 animes are? You like favorites, not like
mine personally. Ninja Scroll, definitely. Vampire Hunter D. And the one I go to all the time is Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell is tough. How about how you feel about Attack on Titan?
I mean, that's new stuff. So now newer ones, you have Jujutsu Kaisen,
Okay, it's tough.
Demon Slayer. Yeah, Demon Slayer. And then you have
I don't know. Demon Slayer got a lot of hype. Like I think it's good. The animation for season 2, fire.
yeah.
But like, I don't know. The story just is not enough for me. I don't know. It's just
The Demon King? How was it not enough?
like this is not enough. It didn't grab me like everybody else. Like like some of the other ones. Like I think because a lot of times when I watch any type of content, I can see the real world application to it. Like any movie, any cartoon. I feel like Demon Slayer, I see the real world application, but it's just not deep enough for me. I don't think. Like My Hero isn't deep enough. Like I get the story.
I can see Demons because I forgot my other favorite anime because I watch it all the time. Berserk. I look at Demon Slayer when it comes to something like Berserk because you have to look at like even with Berserk and how you had the demons on there because they were original humans, same as Demon Slayer, original humans. So the person that made them or changed them enticed them into something to make them stronger or powerful.
Exactly, yeah.
And it went off of their desire. Same as, I mean, we're talking about content creation. Why are you creating content? Are you creating it just for the money? So what are you willing to do to get that money? Or you just creating because you just want to be entertaining? And that's how I see it when it comes to Demon Slayer. But not Berserk, some told you. Not Berserk.
Berserk is tough.
Berserk.
So I like
That's a good story.
what's the anime that you feel like was fire and they ruined it?
Attack on Titan.
What? When did they ruin Attack on Titan?
The last season.
Like the newest one?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the one that
The
just
story. Yeah.
See, I haven't. I was waiting
How far
for.
you got into it?
Hold up. Are you a dubbed or subbed anime
No,
watcher?
I'm sub. If you dub, you're not real anime. If you dub, you're not real
Hey,
anime.
listen, I'll put it this way. Like, I don't have time in my life to sit down and pay attention to the screen.
You don't like reading? Reading is fundamental.
Yeah, reading is fine. Well, in the famous words,
You'll never catch because some of the best animes don't even have dub episodes.
yeah, but I'll watch those when I have time. Right now in my life, I don't have time. Right? In the famous words of Eric Thomas, he said, "I'm not reading the whole book. Give me the 1-page synopsis of what I need to get from this, and I'm gonna get to it." Like,
So where are you at with Attack on Titan?
like the first part of the last season.
Like last season, like the most recent stuff. Where are you at?
You think? Well, then they've dropped episodes this year, right?
Yeah.
I haven't watched the ones from this year.
Okay. So you don't read manga either?
No.
He ain't no real anime person.
No,
He ain't no real anime
but
person.
I'm not real anything. People tell me I'm not black. People tell me I'm not real anime. I'm not real. I'm not a real sports watcher. I know enough about the stuff
So do you want a spoiler? Aaron dies.
What? All right, maybe they did ruin it. Aaron. I mean, we thought Aaron died at one point anyway.
No, he legitimately dies this time. Yeah. And this, I mean, they haven't did the animation for it yet, but in the manga, he does die.
Think that's what the animation is gonna go towards?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
Mikasa has to kill him.
I'll
That's
see.
his homie.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
we'll see.
So to you, what's the premise behind those that don't watch Attack on Titan? We're gonna see what he said. What's the premise behind Attack on Titan?
I think it's like the mysticism of what is, and like a lot of times, yeah.
What does a story mean to you?
What is it? What? Well, because I think there's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
Like my real world application is like even like how they had like the church people, right? And they were holding like what beast did they have? They had the
Cart Titan.
they had the which one did the daughter? The daughter was what Titan did she
So
have?
Aaron was the Attack Titan. His brother was a Beast Titan. I forget the other girl's name. It's so many of them.
Yeah, but like what I think about it is like a lot of time.
You talking about the one that was on the island they were on, or the one in?
Yeah, you know the church they had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the church, they were keeping one of the titans within that church. Which titan was that?
I think there was a Cart Titan.
I thought the other island had the cart titan. They had the cart titan.
They had the one that was the diamond, wherever she was. They was holding on to her.
Then they had the
so I'm terrible with names.
Big,
I
like,
can't get to you all day.
Lanky Kong Titan that threw stuff. They had the cart Titan.
That was a Beast Titan.
Anyway, what I think Attack on Titan is like there are like higher powers in this world. And sometimes people don't understand them, right? Because even like Aaron, like he thought if I could go over there, I could get to freedom, right? When really there is no escape to these things that exist in this world. And even like the titans that they were going up against on the other side were also used to protect them. They were in the walls, right? So like I even see that in the real world, like there's rich people, right? And a lot of people say like eat the rich and blah blah, but when you go into some of these rooms, you realize there's rich people with good intentions. And there's rich people with bad intentions, but you can't paint them all one way. And I feel like that was the struggle that Aaron was always trying to figure out who is the reason for my problems, right? And come to find out, you'll never know until you judge what's right in front of you. Because there's some people who he thought had good intentions for him. Oh, well, what do you think it was?
No, so the whole premise of the story is based on like discrimination in a form of racism. So the island people, I can't, and I'm terrible with names, but the original people that pushed them over into that island to where they were living at, they come from
the Eldians.
Yeah,
okay.
So they come from a royal bloodline that could actually become titans. And because they were scared of them, so they pushed them off onto this island. Now, of course, once they're all by themselves and you're around your own people, you form your own classism when it comes to that. But the people that originally caused the harm upon them was the ones that were scared of them and used them for like slaves, which is why they still had some of their bloodline over there taking care of them and just treated them like trash. Now, Aaron's premise was he wanted to understand why all the stuff was happening to them, why were they left to die, why were all these titans coming in and destroying them, and it really came down to the Eldians because they were the cause behind all of it and everybody being fearful of them. So to me, I understood his plight of why he wanted to get back at the world, because the world caused him and his people to go through so much pain and so much suffering, and with no apologies. I mean, nothing come out of it, and they still, even at the latter part of the newer episodes, they were he had unleashed all of the titans within
rumbling,
the titans within the wall to do a huge rumbling across the world to take out almost a third of all the human species. The Eldians still, the titans, I forget what the bloodline was called. They were trying to help them escape, and he still was treating them like trash.
See, I feel like
I like it because the storyline is deep.
But I still feel like that's even real world. Like people, like as a black person, there's people who look at white people.
Right.
Yeah,
that's why I say that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think it's not. I think it's more like you can look at it, and that's why I like Attack on Titan so much, because you can draw the parallel to anything. American versus other countries, black versus white, like it's all the same, and it's basically telling you like you never know. Like
Right.
you always think the other side is better, or the is greener over there, or everything over there is good, or everybody over here is good. When that's not the truth. There's people over here that want your best intentions, and there's people over here that want bad intentions for
Right.
you. There's people over there that want your best intentions, and like it just teaches people to judge.
You have
I
to find
think-
your allies, and because we have allies everywhere. I mean, even when you think about us, we wouldn't have gotten as far as we did if we didn't have allies in the civil rights movement, because we
Sure.
wouldn't have been just enough.
Yeah, I think Attack on Titan is really, but one anime I think they ruined.
Uh huh.
There's two. Tokyo Ghoul, first 2 seasons, fire.
Fire. Yeah.
Second 2 seasons, I can't even get
Aren't they coming
past.
out with a new season?
I thought they shut that down. Maybe they did. Maybe hopefully they fix it.
New season.
But them second two, I can't even say the second two, just the third one. Like I cannot get past like episode 6. Like I watch it, fall asleep. It's crazy.
I still thought it was good though. What's your other one?
Promise Neverland.
What is that?
You
no,
gotta
I've
watch
seen
that.
that one.
I'll let you watch it. Promise Neverland, first season, amazing. Second season, you're gonna be like, yo,
What kind of anime is it?
it's like a
Is it a shonen or
see, this is where you're gonna say I'm not a real anime watcher. You know what I'm
is it a
saying?
drama? What I mean,
Yeah,
what?
it's more of drama type.
Okay, I don't
yeah.
do drama anime. I don't do drama anime.
Yeah, I don't
They
like
got to be fighting. Somebody got to be dying for me. Same as movies and stuff too. I don't do a lot of drama series.
see, I watch anything. Like I'm not too deep into anything in this. Like I'm real deep into like me and the people around me, but like even content, like there's lore to different like content creators or different animes. I don't know that stuff. Like I don't read that deep. Like I don't know shonen. Like
When it comes to other content, yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, I listen to anything, especially podcasts. Like I love true crime. So I mean, who don't love true crime stories?
sure.
I
Watch true crime YouTubers.
No, I can't.
You can't.
I can't.
Bro, Wavy Web Surf is probably he got some of the best videos.
I mean, so I have issue with watching stuff that I've learned about because they start to really bother me.
Okay.
Like even when I was doing, like I said, for my biggest, the last thing I just published with the guy from talking about Black people and Second Amendment rights, I poured in a lot of content from stuff that we've gone through our history, and it pisses me off. Like it hurt me to finish the whole video, edit it up and put it on YouTube because you have to go in through some of the stuff. So you're talking about true crime stories, and to see that, like the one they did about the serial killer here that was in Atlanta, the black guy.
Brian Nichols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was killing the young kids. I can't watch that.
Oh, hold up, Brian Nichols.
No, not
that
Brian
wasn't Brian
Nichols.
Nichols.
This is a guy back in the 70s. Like a young black guy. He was killing black kids, snatching them up. Like,
Oh,
he was a
you don't
serial
watch
killer.
it because of the story, like
Yeah. So because I love history. Yeah. So when I see something, that's why I like true crime stories. I'll listen to it because they're gonna give me all the historical data. But to watch it, it's hard.
Oh
for me to
well, no.
watch it.
Okay, so Wavy Web Surf, he doesn't like show you it. He tells you about it.
Okay.
Like it's more like
So it's audio.
yeah, it's audio. Like it's him narrating. He'll throw like some pictures. He'll throw some like some screenshots of like or news reports and stuff like that to give you the gist of the story. But that's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll check that out then. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
him,
that.
Nick Crowley is a good one. He does like top 5 darkest moments on TV, like where like game show hosts like died, like on live TV.
I've seen those.
Like those. Who else is? Oh, Mr. Ballin does like he used to do mostly like true crime stuff, but now sometimes he did his one video on like this Buddhist monk ritual that people do to reach nirvana, but it's like banned in the country now. Like the first like 10 months you eat nothing but like bark from a tree. Then like the next 10 weeks I think you drink nothing but like basically like a poison ivy drink. And then like last part is you get in this box with a bamboo hole like for air so people can hear you, or no, a bell, bamboo hole, and you stay in there and every day you ring the bell until the day you don't ring the bell and you die. Then they take your body like
What is this for?
to reach nirvana. If your body doesn't like, if it mummifies, I think that's the proper term. If it mummifies after um pass it, you reach nirvana. If not, your soul comes back and you have to try to reach it again. Yeah, it's yeah. He does videos like that. That was one of the craziest videos. I was like,
I like the ones where the ghost stories. Yeah. Like some of the top 10 ghost stories they found.
I be liking those, but they be so fake. Like,
not all of them.
man, them videos be fake. You watch like Nuke's Top 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Nuke's Top 5. Listen, they are running a racket over there because they know. Them people at Nuke's Top, they know when they get them videos. They're fake.
I mean, some of them not real, yes, but some of them do look real though.
Yo.
Some of them do look real.
I make my jokes like, yo, if ghosts are out there, I'm not saying I don't believe in ghosts? No, I believe in there's something out there that we don't know. I don't believe people be catching it on camera. Like,
I don't disagree. I disagree with that. I don't think ghosts are spirits of people that have passed away. I don't believe that. To me, that's.
I believe there's just energy out there that's moving in a way that we can't perceive it for sure.
So that's my belief, and I believe to me that we're on a parallel dimension, and so people operating within the same space that we're operating in, and it is a glitch, and they somehow end up doing stuff on this side.
So I got a question. You say escaping the matrix is your tagline, like. Yep. Andrew Tate escaping the Matrix?
No, hell no. No, Andrew Tate. No, I'm older than Andrew Tate. Nah, I've had this tag for a long time.
No. I'm saying, is that the style of escaping the Matrix you're talking about?
No, my idea of escaping the Matrix is the reality that we live in. It is a man-made construct, and it's something that we're trapped in on a daily basis. And the true way for us to escape the Matrix is to know yourselves and know how you operate within this world. And that's because I'm an IT person.
Do you think people should want to escape the Matrix?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
But I think that's the conundrum of the Matrix, right? Because the people who are trapped in it don't know they're in
because they enjoy it. No, that they enjoy it.
Yeah, but if they enjoy it, why would you want to pull them out?
But it's the option, right? It's a choice.
Yeah, but sometimes, but that defeats the illusion, though. Because like, if you know that you're in there, but now you know it's not real, then what?
No, I mean, I think you get hints and stuff of things that's not going right for you. But that's the whole that's when it comes down to religion. I mean, isn't it what God said? God, He gave you the choice. Either you choose to believe Him or you choose not. So I'm not going to force you to do anything. So even when it comes to, and that's for the Bible thumpers, but no, when it comes to reality, I think people enjoy it for what it is. Like, even let's say people come from a wealthy household. Yeah. You know, you come from a wealthy household, but you know other poor people out there exist. Do you choose to empathize with them and help them out, or do you choose? But that would mean that you would have to spend some of your money to try to help bring some of the people up, or do you choose to operate within your own world and stay within those boundaries of your own matrix? And some people choose to do that. See,
I think I agree to a point, but like, I used to think like, yo, if you're wealthy, I think you should do your part in the society that exists. Because I got family members who are staunch Republicans, okay? And when I talk to them, I said, look, you got two options. You could not help the people around you, and you could be the one castle everybody trying to break into, or you can relinquish a little bit of that castle and where everybody, because most people just trying to eat, to be honest. Like, so if you...
So I'm going to ask you this question. There was a theory that came out. I don't know how true it was, but they said some of the top billionaires had discussed giving every American $1 million, which they could do easily.
They're going to get it right back, though.
Right. But if they did that, what do you think would happen to the economy?
I think the economy would, like, right now, there's cities are built. There's very large buildings, then there's small buildings, then it goes to land, right? I think if they did that, there will still be some skyscrapers, right? But like the surrounding buildings or the financial status of people around them, it will start to level up. The middle wouldn't be so steep. Over the course of time, it's gonna do that again.
The economy will crash.
I wouldn't say. I don't think it would crash. Why you think that?
If everybody over the age of 18 was given $1 million, what's your incentive to go and work?
To collect everybody else's $1 million. That's the monopoly. That's what's happening right now. The only difference is like some people
if I gave you $5 million, what would you do?
I would like probably buy a piece of land that I could build a property for my family to live on, my future family to live on, my significant other's family to live on.
Okay.
I think right there, I'm sitting about like
Would you continue to make content?
For sure, 100%. And I'll be able to make more quality content because I don't have the pressure of having to pay bills anymore. So now I could make if a spooky scary because I've tried to recreate like a spooky scary Sunday, but the reason I couldn't is because the time is going to take for me to do this, and when the first is coming, does not align with each other.
Yeah.
We have to pay this rent, or this content can't come out. So I will be able to make more quality content, and then I will be able to outpace earning $5 million in 5 or 10 years. Those who want to are going to. Those who don't want to won't, and that's it. That's the only two people that exist.
And that's why I think the economy would tank out, because you have people that work because they enjoy work. Like I enjoy working. Like I'll be working until I'm called to wherever. But you have certain people that if you gave them the money, I mean, most people would say, if you give me $1 million, I'm gonna go chill. I'm gonna take a vacation.
Yeah, and they'll go take a vacation, and while they're taking that vacation, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna have to book a flight.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to book a hotel. They're gonna buy products. They're gonna buy clothes. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna create the most quality content possible, and I'm gonna tell those advertisers, you see all these people with this $1 million? Do you want their $1 million? Let me advertise for you, and that's how I'm gonna make my money.
But if everybody's rich and everybody's going on vacation, who's left to work?
The people who want to.
Yeah, but I mean,
people who love it.
Flight attendants. We're not talking about pilots, because
Oh,
pilots.
you're talking about like service work?
Yeah, the lower level jobs.
That's true.
I mean, that's what you have to think about when it comes, because you can have people that are sitting at a status, and you can create clothes, because no matter what, you're still gonna have people want to create clothes.
But see, those companies just have to pay more. Like, it'll reach a point.
So now you're talking about the cost of inflation is gonna go up, which means now your $1 million really ain't $1 million.
Money is arbitrary in the first place. It's the matrix, right? Man-made construct. Like the dollar is worth what?
Nothing compared to everybody else's stuff, because there's nothing backing it up.
I mean, yeah. Well, even when there was something backing it up, what was backing it up was an illusion too.
Gold.
Yes.
I mean, yes, you put a value to.
You put as a resource. Yeah. This is the resource that we want to put our stuff behind, and that's what everything's arbitrary. What it's worth. That's why I told people, like, people collecting all, people running around. America's giving away cash right now. Y'all could have this cash, because you know what's coming next? We about to digitize everything. Yeah. And when they digitize it, all that money you got is going to be worth exactly what we want to say is worth in the first place.
I think we've been, but see, I think that's an illusion too that people have not been grasping, because everybody was jumping on this whole conspiracy thing that, oh, you know, everything's going to the digital currency. They want to control everything. I was like, when was the last time you actually paid with some money?
But it's been, because people don't remember, like, checks was like 45 years ago. Yeah. Like,
no, it wasn't that long.
No, I'm talking about before you had the option to use a card. Right. Yeah. Right. Like, people talk about, I hear people say the credit, your credit score is a scam. They didn't have it before. But before, companies didn't give people no money. Yeah. People lose the context of what actually happened. Like, it's not that people just started giving credit scores out. Companies didn't loan out money till they said, we can give these people these clothes now. And they used to come in coupons, and you would have to pay these things back. And then companies said, okay, if I'm going to loan out my money, if I'm a billionaire at this time or a millionaire, and I want to loan out my money, I at least want to make sure I'm loaning it to the right person. So is there somebody who can keep track of people's payment histories, people's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what actually happened.
It was like an honor system, yeah.
Yeah, so
because you had people that were they were more familiar with the community they serve.
And what happened when checks came out? What would people do? I want that TV. Here's this check. They didn't have the ability to check with the bank to see if that money was in your account that time. So they would deposit the check. That check would bounce, and that person's in the win with your product, right? So now we have cars. You got Verifone. We got you, right? But even that, there's certain financial institutions that are charging 3%, 5% to the retailer. So if you go crypto, right, and everything's moving through Wi-Fi, and everything is moving off a smart contract like through Ethereum or something like that, then we can keep the consumer and the retailer, y'all deal with it. We're out of this, right?
Yeah, because it's end to end. But I mean, we still have had digital currency for. I mean, I still believe in it. I mean, I welcome it. I mean, because there was a time, what was it, 10 years ago, they were saying that crypto and everything wasn't going anywhere because it had no way. The government had no way of tracking it, which you still can't track it. I mean, you still can't track it. No, you can't track it. But now, because other people have bought into it, yeah, now they're going towards it.
But see, the fact that you can't track it is good and bad. Because if I steal from you, how is somebody gonna recoup what they stole from you, right? So that's why you have companies like crypto.com. There's a reason. Just like NASDAQ and Dow Jones kept.
But how would you steal from me? How would you steal from me?
If I hack your computer and take all your cryptocurrency, just like if somebody hack your bank, you are federally insured by the FDIC up to $250,000, right? So if I hack your bank account, that bank is backed to get insurance to say we'll give you your money back. Right now, there's not that for crypto. Companies have to be built for that to happen, right? We need a company. That's why you have crypto.com, where it's like, hey, you come trade here.
I don't mind the Wild West because I mean I think you should be responsible for your stuff. So if you allow yourself to get hacked, I think that's on you.
Just like there's always somebody smarter at computers than you. Do you want to take that chance? Do you want to bet your whole family's future on your ability to protect yourself by yourself?
Yeah, well, I'm a little different than everybody else. I work in security. I don't.
I mean, that's fine, but there's people who work in security that's better than you, though.
They are, but I mean, you're talking about cracking a hash key, a 256 bit encryption hash. You won't be able to. It's impossible. And then now you have Web3 coming out now, where it's going to be the hash going to be harder than that. No, you won't. If you could protect yourself the right way, they won't be there. They can hack your computer. Yes.
Hold on, let me tell you this though, and this is why the dark side of the world always will overcome the light side of the world, and the light side is always working in response and not in offense. It's always defense. Because these people, while you're here recording this podcast, somebody broke and starving, trying to figure out how to take what you got, right? So while you're here and they got this, you think there's no way, they're going to find it. And as soon as they find it, are you going to bet your family's future on you being able to protect yourself by yourself?
Yeah, I mean, well, with anything though, you have to know how to protect yourself before you go out and live life. And I mean, even in security, we always believe everything is hackable. I'm going to sit here and say nothing. Everything is hackable. Everything is hackable. Nobody will ever tell me that you can hack just about anything. It's the protections you put in place to prevent certain things from being broken into.
Yeah, it don't matter how many Okay, you can put all hold up. Yeah. You can put all the protections on your house. You can get the smart locks. You can get vault doors. You can get all. You can be a Second Amendment owner. Yeah. Would you advocate to take away the police force?
To do what?
To take away the police force?
Would I want them taking away the police force? No, I would need a police.
But what about the Wild West though? Like you feel like
But those are two different things.
No, it's not. It's the same concept though. Technologically, you feel like you can protect yourself by yourself. So physically, why can't you do the same thing?
Now, as far as me, if you're asking me personally, if it comes to protection of my family, no. I mean, I do believe I should be able to protect myself first before. To me, the only reason I will call the police is if you come to pick up what I done got disposed of, or I need emergency services because somebody done got hurt, or somebody's sick in the house. Outside of that, you don't.
Just like you got to walk outside, and no matter how much protections you put on that house, when you walk outside, you are vulnerable to the rest of the world.
Yeah, if I'm not home,
but
just break into my house. It's yours.
But just like your device, right? As soon as you open it up to communicating with other things, the internet, your children, your wife, like once you open that up to be communicating with those things, you open it up to the rest of the world too. So as soon as your kid sends you a little TikTok, Daddy, I seen you on TikTok. Yeah. How you know that message is coming from your kid and not somebody else? That as soon as you click on that link, they get little small pieces of your information. How?
Okay. So now you're coming into my space.
Well, you can educate me. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. You're coming into my space now. So if you click on links that you don't know where they come from, again, that's on you.
What if it come from your child number, registering your phone as your child's phone number?
No, I mean you can't replicate a phone number, but you still can check a link that shows your kids. You can do it. So we have sandbox environments. So let's say my son sent me a website he want me to click in. Like even in Apple devices now. So Apple devices, they're hard to be hacked from URLs. Yes. Yeah, more so with Android. I mean, even Android to a degree because Google has gotten better with protecting the system. It would depend on what party you go through. But if you're going through a Pixel device, they have more safeguards than let's say a Samsung or a Huawei or some of the other ones that's out there because they have their own overlays on top of Android skins. But at the end of the day, though, you still, if anybody sends you any link, you still, because my mom sends stuff out all the time. My mom's still been hacked before. I've had to clean up her stuff before. You still wanted to, because like if you do Apple, you can do like a right click and do a preview. It's a short preview. It doesn't fully open it up within the full end browser, but it does a short preview to let you know if their website is good or not. Same thing with Google. Google will give you, if they send you a link and you don't get a quick preview on it, 9 times out of 10, it's not something you necessarily want to click on. So no, yeah, you have to know how to safeguard yourself. That's why I said when it comes to security, the biggest vulnerability in security are people.
So I'll give you this though.
Uh-huh.
So say you protect your stuff for the rest of your life, right? But you advocate for this wild west of crypto.
Yeah.
You give all your now, mind you, you will have. Well, we don't even got to move to you passing. You got to a point where I got enough. I'm gonna pass what I got on to my children, and as soon as you pass it on, they don't have the abilities that you have to protect themselves or the wherewithal to do it. And then everything that you earned in your life that you gave to your kid now gets taken. Are you okay with that reality?
Yeah, I mean it's still the same thing though, because even your bank, let's go by right now. Your bank, you got $3 million in the bank. Can you go and withdraw $3 million?
Depending on what bank it is, you go TD Ameritrade, take the $3 million out.
No, no bank has that much money on hand. No bank has that much money on hand.
TD Ameritrade is a brokerage. They got the money.
Nobody keeps getting. I'm just saying though.
3 million cash.
$3
Yeah.
million
I mean, you have
cash.
to call like and let them know. But
And
yeah.
they'll have to plan it out, right?
Yeah,
You
for
just
sure.
can't walk into
Into
a bank.
yeah,
And be like,
3
I want
mil.
to withdraw all of my money. They don't keep that much money because everything is digital now. They don't keep that much money.
85 to 90% of currency in America is digital, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's no different.
But you have protections though. In crypto, you don't have protections yet. There's no institutions that are protecting you or ensuring that now.
Insured, no. Protections, yes. Insured, no. There's nobody's insuring any of the crypto as it stands now.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they're going to eventually. I mean, it might be a good business for somebody to get into. Like you insure people's crypto accounts, but
That's where all the money is in insurance anyway. Because
because insurance is a scam.
hey, it's not a scam.
Insurance is a scam.
Everybody bet on a rainy day. The best insurance you can have. Well,
Insurance is a scam.
Hold on. What kind of insurance is the best that you could ever have?
I have life insurance.
Is that a scam?
That's not a scam.
Because you're gonna die, right?
Yes.
So the idea of insurance is not a scam.
Car insurance is a scam.
Well, it's a scam to people who can
Health
take.
insurance is a scam.
Yeah, it's a scam. Hold up. How is health insurance a scam?
Because you can go in for a major condition, and it gets to a certain amount of money that has to be spent out to treat that condition, and your health insurance company can drop you. But you've been paying them for 15, 20 years.
Okay, let's not put it on the outliers. That's not what usually happens with the health insurance.
That's usually what happens. That's usually what happens.
So usually,
yeah.
What percentage of Americans do you think are dropped by their insurance?
You'd be surprised. It's a very high number. That's why we fight so much, because I'm in politics too. So I'm in politics. Y'all you didn't know that. That's why people.
So you think the average American experiences getting dropped by their insurance because they had even the amount of people who have that.
Healthy Americans know.
Exactly.
Healthy Americans know.
Exactly.
But I mean, but still, it doesn't matter. Just saying it's not still a scam to a degree, because you could come down. So
everything's a scam to a degree. The fact that I picked this leaf from this country and I made a freaking sauce with it, this was free, and I sell it to you for $60. This bottle, that's a scam too, because you could go over there and get it yourself.
No, because
like you could pay to take care of yourself too. But
what am I paying for? What do you mean? So if you got the leaf and you made something out of it, what am I paying for? Am I paying
my ability to take care of everything that was in between for you.
Right. So I'm not paying for the leaf. I'm paying for your talent in creating something that I would enjoy, so I don't have to go out and do it myself. So I'm
And
paying for you.
exactly. So, and insurance is paying for, hey, if something happens to
Nah,
me,
insurance is paying for their investors and everybody else. Because at the end of the day, they can drop you at on any whim for whatever reason. You can get into a car accident and you can get into another car accident the second day, not even your fault. But because if they have to pay anything out, they could choose to drop you from the car. But you've been paying it to them for 15, 20 years, and they can drop you just for anything.
they have to cover that incident though, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
But
and
going
that's
forward,
okay. That's because if you become high risk to them, I should be able to withdraw from any high risk thing, right? Like if you sign a contract with a company, right, that says, "Hey, we're gonna sign this contract," they put clauses in there to say, "Hey, if you don't appear, if you say this,
go ahead, keep on talking. I'm not
it's
interrupting you.
are contracts a scam?
No, contracts are they're legal binding documents.
Are you signing a legal binding document when you're signing up for insurance? Because they're only using the words within the contract you sign to have that insurance
Right.
to drop you, right?
But the problem with that is though, if I have you sign a contract for me for a job to get done, and you don't fulfill your promise on that job, then I can sue you if you don't do it the way and you want me to pay you. But when it comes to an insurance company, yes, they can write a clause in there, but at the end of the day, when it comes to you and I signing a contract, you have to have health insurance. You have to have car insurance. You can't drive around the state of Georgia without having car insurance. You have to have homeowners insurance. Those are things that you have to. You have no choice.
But you
to say so
also,
in it.
but you also, you don't have to have a car, right?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You don't have to have a car.
You don't have to. It's not a
If we're gonna
requirement.
give you this thing, because everything's working in
So we went
tandem.
from content creation. Now we're talking about insurance.
Listen.
Security.
Everything has to go in tandem with other things. So if you want a car, a manufacturer has to make that, right? And if that manufacturer says, "Hey, it cost us $15,000 to make this car, and for our business to keep running, we want to sell it for 30." How many Americans do you think could walk outside and buy a car for $30,000? Maybe like 10% of America.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being the fact, if 90% of America still needs a car to function in a society, somebody's going to have to loan them that money. So if somebody has to loan them that money, hey, for us, if we're going to take the chance on loaning that money, if something goes wrong with that car, we need to get paid back still, right? So everything is somebody taking on the burden of somebody else.
Yeah.
Insurance is just the catch-all at the bottom. Is, hey, we're allowing everybody else to do stuff, and in case something happens, we'll take care of it.
If you get in multiple accidents, it's not your fault. Should you be charged the following year to have your rates go up?
Yeah, because now you have become a different candidate for insurance than you were before. If you were a candidate that had no accidents on their record, okay, so do you think in a relationship, right? If somebody who has cheated in the relationship, but you had certain stipulations before they cheated, then they cheated one time. Do you think stipulations should change in that relationship? You think the things that they do should increase? Like, hey, I need you to check in with me a little bit more if you want to remain in that relationship?
You might have to renegotiate the contract. Absolutely. But it's not the same as insurance, though, because because you can go to, so you can choose to, even in that example, you can choose to leave that relationship and go form a relationship with somebody else. You can't do that with insurance because that follows you wherever you go to. So if
Yeah, but just like if I cheated on that partner and I go over here
she don't know your background.
and that's if they don't. Some people, there are some insurances that don't have that information.
No,
right?
no.
Well, yeah,
no.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
There's a system.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
can go to a different relationship and she won't know or he won't know your past.
Well, there are
'Cause you don't
people
have to release that to them.
You can't self-insure cars, can you?
No.
I mean, well, privately insure cars, like through a
No.
not. Oh, you can.
No.
Well, see
In the
that
state
there
of Georgia,
that
you
go.
have to have any vehicles that's in your driveway that is running and functional. You have to have insurance on it and a tag.
Liability at least,
Yes.
right? Yeah, but every state's not like that though. So maybe that just might be a Georgia thing, because some states you don't have to.
I think everybody's getting to
No,
not New York.
liability.
No, yeah.
Liability only is. I know that's a state by every state has
It
a
depends
different.
on the car too, though, because if you're getting a loan on a car, most banks want you to have full coverage. Yeah. They're not going to accept you having a liability.
Yeah, because they want to get paid if something happens to the car. They chose to like.
No, and I understand
yeah.
that. I mean, I get all of that 100%. My only argument is to me why I say it's a scam, because you could be paying into those things perfectly fine for 10 years or 15 years. You don't get anything out of it. But the moment in time you have one or two accidents, they can drop you on a whim. to me, I don't think that's right because we all.
But I feel like that's every relationship, though. Any type of relationship that you build with anything, business relationship, friend relationship, romantic relationship, things can go perfect forever. But you make one or two mistakes that are too big, we can't resolve this back to what it was. Name a relationship where it works in the opposite.
But those are two different things. So we're
Do
talking
you
about.
think so? But they're the
So
same
we're talking
concept.
about you talking about money versus actual human circumstances. So I mean, I can equate anything or give an example of anything to that degree. I mean, relationships when it comes to money being spent on financial institutions are totally different. Because again, I can choose not to be with that person, and I can go to a different person every time, and you don't necessarily. I don't have to reveal my past to that person.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
when it comes to your credit score, when it comes to anything that you've done within the system, you're always followed by that.
And the reason is because there are a small amount of people who are able to back these infrastructures. And if we're going to back these, we need a system in place. Now, if there was 500,000 different insurance companies in Georgia, it'd probably be harder for there to be an institution. But since there's a couple major ones and they also, your information, they are tech, they sell information like here, we'll sell this information to you so you know this about the difference in a person-to-person relationship is we're left to your own devices in those relationships. Even though you can tear this relationship down and go over here, but you're only asking for the participation of one person. That's giving the participation back one way. The companies is not the same. We are in relationships with hundreds of thousands of people. So because of that, we need to notice, right? It's just it's the level of severity in the relationship that causes it to rise to that level, I think.
Get that. I'm just saying when it comes to certain things, I don't think that you should be dropped, especially when it comes to, let's say, homeowners insurance. Because you had a situation where you might live in a flood zone. If you live in Florida, you live in a flood zone area. You have to have a state requirement. You have to have flood insurance. But when you have hurricanes come through, like especially most recently, those insurance companies they default on the payments out because they don't want to pay all the money out.
They don't want to or they can't.
No, they don't want to. That's not now. Again, now let's go into your example. If I sign into a legal binding document with you to say that if anything happens to this home, I'm required to pay it out, and then you default on it because you're saying that I don't have the money to do so. Now who's at fault?
That's good. I mean, that's bad business practice, I believe. But that's the
And
beauty.
who penalizes those companies?
Hold up. But that's the beauty of capitalism.
Yep.
Another company will come, and for those bad things you did, you will pay later. Like that's the thing about business. You can only do so. Like now, there are some companies that are too big to fail, but they will fail eventually.
But see, that's what I'm saying. When it goes to the example that you just gave me, if they default on paying you out, same as the IRS, they default on paying you out. There are no penalties for them, but for you as a consumer, there's always penalties for you. There's always
because look at transaction that's happening. Everybody's coming to me, right? But I have to go to everybody, right? So when these things happen, there is bigger leeway to the person who has more skin in the game,
But
right?
you signed a document.
Yeah, you did. And that's why you have the legal system to figure that stuff out, right?
Now y'all know, y'all hear this man talking. The average person out here within the U.S. does not have the funds necessary to fight any major corporations.
Yeah, and they also didn't have the funds to get that car either. But
no. You can have. You could have. You could be. Because we got to rewind down. You could be an upper middle class person, and
you didn't have the funds to insure your house.
Huh?
You didn't.
No. But my point is though, I could have funds to pay for my house. I could have a ton of funds in savings. But if you default on the payment out to repair my home itself, then I don't have enough money to pay for a lawyer.
But see, the fact that I was insuring your house in the first place,
Yeah.
And you couldn't go just buy your house. That's the reason why I get more leeway.
No.
Right?
Even if you buy your house, you still gotta have insurance on it.
Okay, yeah, it's true. So
You can go because I mean, to me, if you paying for a house with $1 million, you got $1 million for a house, you should buy that house. But you still gotta have insurance on it.
you think you should buy the house if you have $1 million?
Absolutely.
No. And see, that's why business. Why? But see, this is why business people are so successful because they know. Because you can take that. Because if you want to be okay. If you have $1 million and you're not a business person, buy the house.
Okay.
For security.
Okay.
But if you're a business person, You can take, instead of you taking your $1 million, you can take
Using somebody
somebody else's
else's.
money
Yeah, I got
while
that.
your money go make money other places.
Yeah, but that's the risk though.
But see, and that's the reason why these companies operate the way they do. That's why you have to understand nature is war. I mean, business is war just like regular war is. Whoever got the bigger weapon is going to be the most dangerous one. The person who is operating the most in debt is because this country has this much skin invested in us, this country. So if we fail, nobody gets paid. So now everybody's incentive is to keep this thing running.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
Right?
Because they're coming up with, they're making partnerships.
And that is
with other countries.
And listen, and that is the nature of capitalism. You will always need more capital to be raised. So that company, you can default on these loans if you want, because eventually there's going to be a country or a company or a person or business that's going to come and say, hey, I won't do that to y'all.
On their loans across the world.
I don't think so.
Because the other countries are going to their own currency.
Yeah, they can go to their own currency. That's fine. But why do you think they have all of these investments in infrastructure going around?
Wait, here in the U.S.?
All over the world, even here in the U.S. Why do you think that's happening?
It's ownership. It's for their own personal security.
That's the only reason?
No, I mean, it's about capitalism.
Because if we can get people back on our system of currency, we're going to do that. If we can give you a phone, just like America ran the test, we give you an Apple phone, the Apple phone holds your card, the Apple phone holds your email information, it holds everything for you, right? And you feel safe with everything being in one spot. Now, in your company, in your country, all y'all have is like actual currency.
Yeah.
Once you're able to digitize it, you're gonna have to go to a place that has the infrastructure for digital currency, purchasing things from that person. If your country doesn't own the rights to that infrastructure inside of that country, but we do, the money come to us anyway.
No,
Hey, listen. I promise you, if the government wants me to stop talking, all right, giving out all the business plans, please. I will. No, it's not about crypto though. It's the infrastructure. You have to pay to use infrastructure, right? The reason retailers get paid 3% or 5% American Express
on the cards. Yeah.
We own the infrastructure for you to be able to get the money between each other.
Yeah.
So it's not about the currency. It's about the infrastructure. If I own the door that it takes for me to get from here to you, then I could just charge admission through the door. I don't have to own either room.
Real quick, before we wind down, what does America own that can't be replicated in another country?
It can be replicated, but it's not about replication. It's about having people bought in to the thing.
Right, and we've been doing it for the past 100-something years. So what does America own that will stop another country from being able to? I mean, because the euro is worth more than the American dollar right now. Yeah. So what does America own that will stop another country from taking out the American dollar?
Security.
What security?
Have the best security. That's what it is.
Military-wise, absolutely. I agree with you 100%
So if we can protect our thing more than you can protect your thing, that's why I say it all comes back to the same. Now, I'm not saying I advocate for that. I just happen to be in a country that's like that.
I don't know if you know what happened with Libya.
Listen, we're not going to talk about it. I know what happened with Libya, but listen, I like my future sponsors. Hey man,
I like speaking the truth. Because I didn't have no beef with Muammar Gaddafi, but
yeah, he was gonna. It was the one world currency or something. He was trying to.
No, he wanted money to be backed by gold again, and he was working with Russia. He was working with China. He was working with people in Brazil, all these places and countries in South America, and they were backing him up because they wanted this. What they want to do now?
Do you advocate in it being backed by gold? Because like a lot of it's because this is the danger of it being back.
So where we're at now, we've become too saturated with spending without having any control in it. So because of where America is right now, America don't have any gold like other countries do. We don't have any gold anymore. So we would tank out because we don't have anything to back up our currency. There's nothing for us. We don't have any commodities. There's nothing that we could use. We have it, but we don't mine for it. So we would die.
Do you think it's because a lot of people have a lot of money in diamonds too? But what happens when little scientists, man, can go create a diamond that you can't distinguish?
Already has.
That's what exactly. So
Yes,
if somebody can go recreate gold, then what happens? Then what is it worth? Then Everything in this world can be replicated. If you give it enough time, you can replicate anything in this world, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we just have to get people to buy into the idea. The only thing is buying into the idea that it's safe. That's it. And America has the most power right now of making people believe that on our team, you're safe.
And that's why they're starting to go towards crypto. You only allow so many bits in there because when he only created so many bits. So if you're the first ones to the finish line to get it, then
Exactly. Like if you were the first ones with dollars or copper coins, you was balling.
Yeah.
Till they got mass produced, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So crypto is you get it early in the game. If you get early into because we want to invest in right. That's why we have the. If you can build a company that you could private or publicly trade, we're behind that. Send it to New York Wall Street, and just like Wall Street over there in New York, they're about to have crypto.com Wall Street over there in San Francisco. All right. So listen, y'all can not invest in the Dow Jones when it's $17, or you can wait till it's $34,000 to invest in it. Right. So you got options out here. You just gotta listen. The game is going a certain way. There are players way bigger than you controlling it. Listen. Or you
So-
try to beat it yourself.
Where we wind down. I don't know if he talked about this stuff on his channel. Where he wind tell people where they can find you at.
You can find me on multiple platforms. You can find me on Instagram, hollaatkrazy. I have a food channel with my girlfriend. She can holla.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And
What's your girlfriend,
YouTube,
who?
she can holla. She TV. You know what I'm saying. Media carpets, red queen. Media. Hold up, queen
No, real
of
talk,
the
I didn't know
red
they
carpet.
I didn't know they were dating like that. Because last time I was talking, I was around them. They was joking around, and I didn't believe it. So
Oh, that we were dating.
yeah,
You know,
that was a joke.
The world is an illusion. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's real or what's not. It could be industry.
so she really pregnant?
So we'll find out in a couple months, I guess. But but on YouTube, you can find me Slick City Show. You can find me Holla at Crazy and Big Holla. So those are my channels. And Twitter. I be trolling on Twitter, man. It's
Yeah, Twitter is. I don't fool around Twitter that much. I drop some posts in there every now and then. I make some positive stuff. I may say something to try to piss somebody off, and I'm out.
oh, yeah, that's what I be doing.
I do drive-bys. I do drive-bys on Facebook.
I got to start my Facebook back up. But
I
yeah,
don't
that's
hang around the block. I do spray it up, and then I'm out.
no
so-
for real.
I ask everybody to leave with a positive thought, even though we're supposed to be talking about content creation. And necessarily, even though financial institution and doing that is content creation because it is content to be sold.
But positive thought is just keep grinding. If you got something you want to do, keep learning. You what?
I hate that word. But go ahead,
What? Keep grinding.
grinding. Hate
Okay.
that. Go ahead.
Stay consistent. Is that better?
No, don't say it to appease me. I'm just saying I don't like it.
Listen. Keep it up. Whatever you're doing, keep at it. You know what I'm saying? With time, you will learn. Just like you learned everything else. You didn't start sprinting your first day. You crawled, you walked. You know what I'm saying? Then you ran, and eventually you keep it running. So, yeah.
Yeah, I say be consistent in all that you do. Don't
I hate
worry.
that word.
I know. Yeah, the reason I hate grinding because I think it's like we always talk about the nature of us trying to grind something out. If you grind in and you keep grinding, you eventually gonna get burnt out. And then when you get burnt out, you don't have the passion that you used to have to doing what you love doing. I just say be consistent about what you love doing, and then let the universe eventually send the money your way to help pay you out for what you're doing. Because when you grinding and you and this whole and I like David Strand, but his whole sleep is for suckers thing.
See, grinding isn't nonstop. Grinding is if I show up to basketball practice for 2 hours, I'm giving that 2 hours my everything. When that 2 hours is done, I eat, I sleep, but while you're working, while you're focus on sleeping. While you're eating, focus on eating.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Because of what it comes, a lot of people put it when they say grinding. It's I'm asleep. Well, I sleep when I get old, or once I finally got successful. And I'm like, okay, but once you do that, your body then deteriorated. You got burnt out, and now you got to take care of health reasons.
You know who NF is? He said, the funny thing about goals is every time you reach one, you just set another goal that doesn't lead to freedom.
Right.
Like, so that's what I live by. Like, I'm not going to keep setting goals. You just focus on taking whatever step is in front of you. Take that step the best way possible. and you will look back from 5 years later and realize you ran a marathon everybody else couldn't run.
You see, I still believe in goals. I still think that you should let your health and your mental health be the most valuable thing that you protect, and let everything else come.
Not your
behind
crypto
that.
though.
No,
Not your
yeah,
crypto,
but
though.
yes, know how to protect your stuff. When it comes to security, when it comes to IT and technology, learn how to protect your stuff, because in the IT world, he ain't in technology. I've been in technology for over 20 years. The biggest fault when it comes to security and protections is always fall back to the individuals. Always.
For sure.
So just like you want to have insurance for your house, you want to have insurance for your cars, you want to have insurance for life. The best insurance you can have when it comes to protecting your data is you. So
Information inside your head.
yeah. So thank y'all for tuning in to this episode again of PTG TV. You can find me on PTG TV online. I got 2 sites, my IGs. One of them is for personal. I guess one of them is personal and business. I do have my other one is PTG TV. My personal is Mr. _ Hicks. Don't come on the streets. Don't come on the streets if I want you over on the streets. Until the next episode, live, love, laugh. Peace out.
I'm a bad bitch every day of the week. If I hop up on the mic, they gon' play it on repeat. Cash 100